I haven't got anything prepared,
Oh, congratulations.
and the rest of the world may want to go to bed before
No,
I'm finished.
no. They want to hear how it's done.
Well, I just want to say that this is really not for me. This is for my colleagues who started the company in 1959 and who are not with me to enjoy this evening. To Alistair Wood and Jim Bettison, who I have to extend great thanks for their contributions over the years that we worked together. Codan really started in university days when Alistair and I were making scientific equipment for the physics department, the chemistry department, and the mechanical engineering department. Later, when I graduated, I went to work at the newly formed Television Design Laboratory in Philips, and I had a hand in the first Australian television set that Philips made. And I said to the general manager that I had this night job that I did, and I asked that I may be able to continue it. And he looked me in the eye and simply said, as long as you don't use any knowledge that you gain through your employment here at Philips, that's fine by me. No solicitors, no contracts, no signatures, just a shake of hands. And I then got to the stage in 1959 that our night job was really taking over our day job. I had a wife, I had children, and something had to give. And I went to the general manager's office because he'd called me to have a conversation. And the conversation was that I was given the opportunity to start another laboratory that they had planned. And I said, well, thank you very much for the confidence you've expressed in me, but I have to tell you that I won't be here. And at that point, he stood up. He was a big Dutchman, as all the general managers in that era had to be, and he stamped his hand on the table, and the paperweights all bounced up and down, and he said, you are, expletive deleted, and you come here with a soap behind the ears. You have no knowledge of really what you're doing. We teach you everything until you become useful. And now, when you become useful, you are not going to be here with us. You are a expletive deleted. And with that kind farewell, I left the company, but I have to report that on a number of social occasions following, we shook hands and had a chat together, and I said, Bob, I haven't been back for the job yet. But that was the beginning in 1960, when the company, well, it was registered in 1959, but 1960 when we actually started to work. We really didn't know what we were going to do. If somebody wanted us to do something, as long as they'd pay us, we'd do it. And we then discovered that working hard, concentrating on what we wanted to do, and my colleagues and I, none of us were into yachts and fast cars and all that sort of stuff. We simply drew from the company sustenance money to maintain our households, and everything else that we were able to make, we ploughed back into the development. And the singular thing that happened to us was in the 1970s, late 60s, early 70s, when we won the contract to re-equip all the Flying Doctor base stations with a new plant and equipment in a Commonwealth contract worth $400,000 in those days. From then on, we had the critical mass to be able to develop from there. But that's the beginning, and yesterday, and I don't want to now talk about yesterday, I simply want to say one or two words about the people who are looking after the company today. I was privileged to be on the board for 50 years, and I have to tell you, for anybody on a board for 50 years, that's long enough. I retired in 1959, and I'm fortunate that my wife is still with me. I'm in reasonably good health. I'm planning now on my 90th birthday, which will happen in a few years' time, and the company is healthy. It's at Mawson Lakes now, and it's being looked after by a great group of people, the majority of the people on the board who have actually worked with in the past. Thank you very much for the award of the Hall of Fame. I'm not sure that I deserve it, but certainly I believe that my colleagues that aren't here to speak with me tonight do deserve it. Thank you very much.